Welcome to our YouTube video, where we look closer at the ongoing emergency of missing and murdered Indigenous women, girls, and Two-Spirit people in Canada. It's Red Dress Day, an important and uplifting day of remembrance for victims and hope for survivors, and this year marks a unique moment in the movement for justice, with a recently passed motion from the House of Commons that calls for a public alert system when someone goes missing. Today, we take a look back at the MIG-2's national inquiry, the alarming facts and figures on the state of lives of Indigenous women and girls in Canada, and the efforts from advocacy groups, communities, and legislators over the years for justice for victims and hope for survivors. It's been nearly 4 years since the final report into missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls was released. This report found that Indigenous women and girls are 12 times more likely to be murdered or go missing than any other group in Canada. Despite the awareness and an extensive national inquiry, Carol McBride, the head of the Native Women's Association of Canada, has said that the situation that Indigenous girls and women face has not substantially changed. The inquiry's final report included sweeping calls for change, and Prime Minister Justin Trudeau accepted the findings of the inquiry, saying that the crisis amounted to genocide. Statistics Canada has found that 63% of Indigenous women have experienced violence, and nearly half have experienced sexual assault. In Winnipeg, which has been called Ground Zero, there have been at least 28 Indigenous women in Manitoba have died due to violence since May 2020, according to Sandra Delarond, team lead for the Manitoba MIG-2's Plus implementation team. To honor the memory of the missing and murdered, a group hung 101 red dresses along a chain-link fence outside a landfill in the Manitoba capital over the winter. The House of Commons unanimously backed a motion Tuesday declaring the deaths and disappearances of Indigenous women and girls a nationwide emergency. The motion called for funding a new system to alert the public when someone goes missing, which has now been deemed the Red Dress Alert. The Native Women's Association of Canada has criticized the federal government for not doing more or acting fast enough, but the motion has been seen as a positive step in the right direction. It's up to Canadians to do what they can to make this country a place that truly honors Indigenous people every day, and not just on Red Dress Day. Indigenous people are sacred, and it falls on us to create a future free from the injustices and discrimination faced by Indigenous women. Red Dress Day is more than just an opportunity to honor the missing and murdered. It's a movement, a call to transform the fabric of this nation and ensure justice is served. Let's all take a moment today to reflect, remember, and recommit ourselves to supporting our Indigenous communities in the fight for a better tomorrow. Thank you for watching.